Welcome to another episode of John Cerbone's Hypnosis Insights. I'd like to talk to you about overcoming fear. Fear has a long history throughout the human race, and at various points throughout history, fear made sense. Obviously, if you're living in a city and you're walking down a dark street and you hear some strange noises coming from an alley, being a little afraid would work for you. You know, you'd be protecting yourself. In the past, when we were living in more outrageously uncivilized environments, being chased by an animal or hearing an animal off in the distance that might attack you would potentially be something to be afraid of to protect you. But sometimes fear gets out of control. Sometimes we have fears, we don't even know why we have them, but they're there. Perhaps it's a fear of being in a relationship somehow. Perhaps the number one fear every year is public speaking. This year, I believe on this fear survey schedule that they do every year, fear of death came in 5th. The number one fear is public speaking. People would rather be dead than doing what I'm doing right now, actually. The number one fear is public speaking. Well, people get afraid in front of an audience. I remember when I was afraid at a younger age to speak in public. I remember being a sophomore in high school and standing in front of an audience and having to speak in public for the first time. And the teacher left it open to the other students for the topics that each student would speak about. I was given the topic, I believe, of how I enjoy living inside a ping pong ball and had to speak about that as a topic for 5 minutes. Not exactly a wonderful choice, I gotta say. Other students had even worse topics than that. Consequently, I made it a point in my life to overcome any fear I have of speaking in front of an audience. And now at this point in my life, I've completely done a 180. I love speaking in front of an audience. I love hosting hypnosis shows. I love teaching classes at hypnosis conferences and training classes that I run in various places. Consequently, with the techniques I've developed, I love sharing those techniques with the world. I love talking about hypnosis and sharing insights, as I'm doing in these videos. Consequently, I love public speaking. But a competent trained hypnotist, myself, or a local hypnotist in your area, or the MP3s I provide on my website, can all help you to lead a less fearful life, a more empowered life, a more inspired you breaking through. Consequently, you can rise above any fear you may have of public speaking and get out there and do a better job at any moment, whether it's a community organization, a club organization where you have to give a speech, perhaps it's a work environment, perhaps even in a religious environment where perhaps you have to read a prayer in front of a congregation. Whatever it is, many people are afraid the audience is not going to be there to support them. But in reality, I've never met an audience that was rooting against a speaker. They never walked in, generally speaking. I'm sure it may happen occasionally, but the vast majority of audiences don't show up and say, boy, I hope the speaker we're going to see this evening is terrible. I hope they're boring. I feel like my brain is melting outside my ears because they're so boring. No, the average audience is rooting for you, hoping that you can do better for them. The audience is your best coach and fan, asking you to deliver something interesting, fun. Put a joke in every few minutes. Change the vibe in the audience. Put in an exercise. Have them walk out with some kind of benefit for something that you could share with them from your heart, from your mind, that they didn't know before. Consequently, when you start to see the dynamic consciously, the next step is to bring it in subconsciously. And that's how hypnosis works. Overcoming a fear of public speaking is a session I've done many, many, many hundreds of times in corporate environments for various people who have gotten promotions and now their job description entails speaking to the staff and giving speeches at conferences. Other times I've done it for corporate vice presidents and corporate presidents, many of which have been from a wide variety of industries and businesses. What about students or mothers who speak to mothers' organizations or people who raise money for charities? All of these people need to speak better in public and to present well. A trained and competent hypnotist can do these things for you with private session work. And I've done it in groups, in very large companies as well, to get out there and inspire success and to be able to get the best speaker you can be up to the surface, always learning, always gaining, always growing, always doing better, always more adaptive, and always more resilient, able to bounce back, always able to answer a question, or if the question's answer is unknown, to explain that, and to share their very best, to do your very best, to optimize performance. That's what a trained hypnotist can do for you. Myself and other colleagues well trained in this profession, we call hypnosis. So whether it's my website, the graphics that you'll see at the end of this video, or a trained hypnotist in your area, or the MP3s I provide on my website, take a look and see how hypnosis can help you. This has been another episode of John Cerbone's Hypnosis Insights. Thank you for watching, and please, it'd be my honor, tune in again, or shoot me an email and ask me a question. I'll be happy to answer all questions that you have on the world of hypnosis. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.